Welcome to yet another video, Chelsea fans. My name is Desire Derek Fadmugumisa, and once again I thank you so much for keeping it on this channel where we discuss all things Chelsea Football Club. Today we discuss with authority the Chelsea project. It is a project that many of us have had opinions about, from pundits to fans, especially the fans. We've done a couple of videos, and I will be sharing a couple of those right here. So every time you see this, kindly head here because there's another video where we suddenly spoke about the Chelsea project from our analysis and everything. And I'm happy to see that our analysis on this channel, at least, over the times has not been so off from what we get to see, because our co-sporting directors, that is Paul Winstanley and Lawrence Stewart, they sat down with the media team at Chelsea Football Club and they put together an interview. Their first since they took on the job, and in this they broke down a couple of things from what it was like getting in, what the situation was, what their task was and is. Of course, a lot of it centered around the transfer window, why they got who they got and all of that. What is the plan going forward? Are we always going to sign young players? Are there going to be some older players? And if they're older, to what age and all of that? All of that they got to hint on, as well as some of the other roles that they are playing within the club, away from the transfers that take all the headlines. Some of the quotes that stood out for me are what I'm going to be sharing with you in this particular video. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to ask you to subscribe to the channel. I'm going to ask you to ring the notification bell, and I'm going to ask you to follow me on social media. The numbers that I'm asking you to put right there are very important for us to keep doing this and of course continue building and getting better as far as this content is concerned. Now let's start off with some of the quotes that caught my eye. The first one was this. This is not to say this is all they said. For me, this is what stood out and explained this project even better. First, they spoke on the players and the number that has come in and gone out. They state the volume of players out, the volume of players in, the turnaround has been significant. That is according to Lawrence Stewart. But there were certain things we had to achieve for the club and for the group this summer, because results on they had to do that this summer because results on the pitch at the end of last season made it clear it wasn't working. We had to make changes to the club to put the club in a better position. We feel we have done that. Now, yeah, that is an interesting one. First of all, he mentions the group. So he says the club first and the group. The model, right? Strasbourg and whoever else they will get to buy as far as the model is concerned. So that is very interesting, very pointed out as far as, of course, it started from back in the day, and it's not just happening, it's not by luck. They are working on a certain strategy in there. Moving on, let's also look at something else that got to catch my eye, something that, of course, speaks to who Chelsea will now be signing as far as this project is concerned. We've had quite a number of people castigate Chelsea and state we cannot win as kids. Some have come out to say I can't recognize my club. One of those is Asmir Begovic. He's in this particular video, so watch out for that right there, among so many other things. Winstanley, one of the co-sporting directors, spoke to that, and he stated there will always be flexibility in terms of the players we bring to the club, whether that is their personality, squad role, of course, or age. And I think age has been the issue, because almost everyone that we signed, apart from Axel Disasi and I think Robert Sanchez, who are both 25, the rest were probably 22 or younger, maybe 23 at the oldest. So yes, the age will change. This summer, a lot of players were brought in who were under 23 years old, but many of these already have a lot of top level experience. So yeah, to just understand that, you know what, it's not always going to be the same. It's not that every single summer or every time we sign a player there will be 23 years and younger. I believe, from again reading the whole article, which I urge you to read, and if you missed out on that, I'm going to put the link to that article in the description right here below, so watch out for that. But I'm coming out to say that, now we've started with the young young players, and that is who we want right now. And then they will analyze and they will build on that particular one right there. But we'll go on to another quote in there with this group of players. Now we are talking about these young players. The excitement is building. You can feel it daily. There will be setbacks. There always are. And it can take time. New players, new head coach, different philosophy, and many of the players not being able to complete a full preseason for one reason or another. So again, you can be rest assured, Chelsea fans, that the days of acting on knee-jerk reactions and all of that seem to be days that are behind us. Just yesterday, in the video that we recorded and I just showed you how you can get to watch it, we were talking about how the Vision 2030, as Neil Bath speaks of it. Neil Bath, of course, the man in charge of our under-23s and working with the academy all through and stuff, coming out to state that they were looking at Vision 2030 where there is a stability in the players that play for the club, but also in the coaches that lead this team and all of that. So that stability is what exactly the coach sporting directors are also communicating in one way or the other. There's a different philosophy. There's a new head coach. It will take time to settle in. So maybe 2 losses, a draw and a win should not be a reason enough for us to be complaining so much. They go on to state it won't happen overnight. That's normal, but we are all excited about what the short, medium and long term looks like with this group, and especially with Mauricio getting to lead it. Now, in the same article, they also talk about Mauricio Pochettino and how they came to that decision, how they interviewed so many different people to come down to Mauricio Pochettino. And in there, they have not even discussed the tactics and all of that. They were discussing more to the human, end of things. What is his relationship like? Who is in his coaching team, this guy that we're bringing into the squad? How can he build a project? How can he be a uniting factor and all of those kinds of things? And now you get to learn that in as much as there were managers that we wanted, I'll be the first to put up my hand and say I was Team Luis Enrique all day. But in as much as there were managers that we wanted and all of that, it was more than the tactics and what you've won, clearly, when you see who we ended up with as our coach and what they are getting to say right now. Now the transfer window is done. What happens for the team as far as the transfers are concerned? They spoke to that and they stated, and I will bring that quote right here, we shall plan 2 transfer windows in advance. That is according to Win Stanley. We can't be reactionary. I think he should have added any more. We've got to look at the whole squad, the players that are out on loan, and opportunities we can give to players that are in the academy. That is the player puzzle we've got to pull together. He continues and he states, we'll go through that review and reflection process now as we continue with the plan. Then, as we get closer to January, we look at things again. Is there anything urgent we need? Is anything pressing? Or is there an interesting opportunity? That is when they will make that particular decision to bring in whoever, take out whoever is not needed, and whatever else might come with that. All right, let's get to conclude this one on a note that was also very interesting to look at. And again, like I said, these are not all the quotes that came from that interview. It's an expansive one. Go ahead and read it. Like I said, the article is in the description below. In there, they also spoke about Emma Hayes and the women's team, to also point out that these guys are actually heads of all the personnel that work at Chelsea, the players, the coaches and everything. And that's not just the men's team. It's just the men's team that is now on an average of about, 22 years of age. That is crazy, isn't it? But yes, they also are in charge of the women's team, their academy, and just about everything. So it's a wide-ranging article that you need to read. But they also spoke on the choice of Resurgence as captain of Chelsea Football Club and why, at the end of the day, he ended up being the man. He came out to state, Reece is someone that you can see has a real passion for the club. That is according to Lawrence Stewart. He went on to add, he understands what the club is about, has seen success here and wants it again. So as a reference for the players, for the supporters and the wider public, he represents Chelsea really well. And I cannot be prouder of this video right here that we recorded, because you could think I am Lawrence Stewart. You could think I said that. How about that? I might be a genius, people. Now I understand why so many of you come to watch these videos. Thank you. I am really flattered. I kid, I joke. I just really need you to subscribe to this, because more than 97% of you that are watching these videos are not subscribed to the channel. Please subscribe. Please turn on that notification button. I promise I'm going to continuously bring you fire content on this particular one. Will you? Please follow me on social media as well. I'm on X at Demogumisa, on Instagram at Demogumisa, on TikTok at Demogumisa. Please, will you? Until the next video, keep the blue flag flying high.